So this morning I thought I'd show you how to make a twist and pop card. Now I know lots of you have made these already. It's one of my favourite cards to make. It's a real wow, and hopefully by the end of this you'll be able to make it very, very easily with my clear instructions. Okay, there's a few different bits to it, but if I show you what I mean by twist and pop card. So it's got what is known as a belly band around it to hold it in place, and literally you open it up and it twists and pops. Okay, this is one that I was commissioned to make for a 60th diamond wedding anniversary, but you can see you can make them in lots of different colours. This one is one I've made in very bright colours. It's just waiting to be decorated. And then today I'm going to do a white one, and hopefully, maybe if there's time, a poppy one. Got some really pretty designer series paper that I need to use up before I let myself play with all the new stuff. So, shall we get started? So let's clear this one out of the way. So you're going to need 2 pieces of A4 paper. What I always tend to do when I'm doing a card like this is quite often I'll do it in a paper template, and then when I'm really going for it I'll do 2 or 3 at the same time and then leave them blank and then decorate when I need them. It's much easier than being asked to make a card or needing a card for someone and suddenly you have to make one from scratch. If you've got the basis there, you can just decorate, and after all, that's the fun bit. Okay, so like I say, you need 2 pieces of A4. I'm going to use white, so hopefully it will show up for you, the score lines and exactly what I'm doing. Every so often I will look at the messages, which I'm just going to do now to check that everyone can hear me. But other than that, I'm just going to talk away to myself, and at the end I will come back and check the comments. If you really need to ask me something, just put it in the comments and I'll catch it at the end. So I'm just going to make sure everyone can hear. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Yay! So let's get started. So we've got 2 pieces of A4 card. We're going to concentrate on one at the moment. Now there's 3 pieces to this twist and pop card, or 3 main pieces and 1 little bit. So let's start with the actual base of the card. So what you need to do is take your A4 sheet, and at the shorter end you need to cut it at 10 centimetres. Now, I'm really sorry for all those who do inches. This video is in centimetres just because it was easier when I did it. And I've used this quite a few times, and touch wood, fingers crossed, nothing has gone wrong. So 10 centimetres. That is going to be the base of my card. So I've taken the piece that's the whole A4 length and 10 centimetres across, and I'm going to score it halfway, which I already know is 14.8 centimetres because I've done this card so many times. So I'm just going to do that. So a normal A4 sheet, half of it would be 14.8. And remember, no scoring and no cutting, just score it. Okay? So that's the base of my card. I'm just going to put that to one side. Now with the other half of the A4 sheet, okay, I need to cut it at 20, on the long side, 26 centimetres. So I don't know that you'll be able to see this. Don't panic, it's just the scorer falling off. That's back in. So 26 centimetres on the long side, 26, and I'm going to cut that off. Okay, that little bit put to one side, you may or may not need that. turn it to the short side, and this needs to be 9 centimetres. Okay, so 26 centimetres long ways, 9 centimetres on the short side. Okay, just give you a chance to do that. So this is going to be the bit that you decorate along the inside of the card. This is the twisty pop bit. So you need to separate this into 4 different segments, and we are going to score them at 6.5 each piece. So the first bit is easy, 6.5. Scoring, not cutting. That gives you 1 segment. The next one would be 13 centimetres, because it's 6.5 plus 6. Okay, that's 2. And the next one would be 19.5 centimetres. Okay, so you've got a rectangle separated into 4 segments. 2 pieces done. See how easy is this card? Easy when you know how, I know. Okay, just let you catch up with that. While you're doing that, the piece that was left, so if I put these together to make my A4 sheet, there's a strip of 1 inch that's left. That will end up being the belly band around your card, so make sure you put that to one side where you can see it as well. So the only waste on this A4 sheet is this little bit, and you can use that for a label or something. Okay, let's move on to the 3rd bit. Now this is a lot more trickier. Not to panic you, because I will talk you through it, but now what we're going to be doing is the mechanism. Okay, so I'll go as slowly as I can. So the first thing you need to do on the short side, hang on, let me check the comments, make sure everyone's okay. Okay, looks like everyone's doing okay so far. So this is your 2nd piece of A4, and you're going to cut this down the whole length at 9 centimetres. So 9 centimetres, take the score out the way. Okay, that bit's spare. So that's enough to make a whole card all on its own. Okay, so we've cut it at 9 centimetres, but now we need to cut it long ways at 20 centimetres. So 20 centimetres. Okay, that bit's spare. So you've got a piece that's 20 centimetres by 9 centimetres. And I'm just going to pause there so that people have a chance to catch up. Everything that I use during my craft alongs is 99.9% Stampin' Up. So if you see anything that you like and you haven't got, you can always get in touch and I can purchase it for you. Some of the stuff is retiring at the moment. The paper that I'm going to be using today is retiring, but it's still available. And of course this is a must-have. Cutter and scorer. Okay, I think people are with me. So your 3rd piece that you cut, that's 20 centimetres by 9, you're going to score it halfway. So half of 9, 4.5 centimetres. Be careful, remember it's scoring, not cutting. Okay, so you should have a score line halfway across. Okay, the next thing you're going to do on the long side, you need something to make a mark. So either a pencil, I'm using this old embossing tool that I've got, just because it makes a tiny little dent. So you need to measure in 5.5 centimetres on all 4 sides. So an easy way to do that is 5.5, and where your cutting line is, just put a little dent there, but but then come down to this end and put a little dent there. So I don't know if you can see, you're not scoring, you're just putting a little mark either end. Hopefully you can see that. Now rather than measuring across, I'm just going to flip my card round and do the same on that side. So 5.5, little dent there, little dent there. So just to go over again, I've got a score line through the middle. I've measured in 5.5 centimetres from each corner on that side, turned the car out and then did 5.5 centimetres on that side. Okay, now this is the little bit of a tricky bit. What you need to do now is do a score line from that one to that one diagonally. And because I've got the stamping trimmer, I can measure up my mark there to that mark there. Okay, so I've got one mark there, put that down and I score across. And that gives me a diagonal line like that. Hopefully you can see on the white. Now I need to do this one to this one. So mark it up there, line it up here. When it looks about right, score it. Okay, so you should have sort of like a star really. Can you see? Okay, I'm just going to move that out of the way because I don't need that for a moment. Now what you need to do is burnish all the lines. So this one, okay, fold it in half. Now I've turned this over, but what I need to do is do the diagonal line burnished. So there's that one. So if I put it straight on, I don't know if you can see it on the white card. So it was like that. I've got the diagonal line there. I'm just bringing it over and burnishing it. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to turn it because now I need to do this line diagonally. So if I put it there so you can see, I just fold that flat. Does that make sense? So all the lines have been burnished. So if I do it again, fold it in half, that's one. Fold it diagonally, like that. Fold it diagonally like that. And that should be it. Okay. Just give you a few moments to catch up with that bit. Okay, now this out of everything is the trickiest bit, the folding it. So what you're trying to do is you want a triangle on the top and a triangle on the bottom, but you want to fold this one in. So if you keep thinking triangle top, triangle bottom, that one goes in, it sort of folds in on itself like that. Now out of the whole thing, this is the most important. You need these two pieces of card to be together like that. Okay, if they're not, you've done something wrong because this is how the twist works on the card. And it will be sideways off, it will be at an angle and the twist just won't work the same. If you're lucky enough and you've done it right, that they're together, just reaffirm those folds on there with your bone tool or press down on them or whatever. If they need a little bit of help to give, hold on to your two pieces of card there and really press, and then it will go smooth. Okay, turn it over and do the same on that side because this has got to be as flat as you can make it because this is the mechanism for the card. Okay, so you should have a piece like that, a piece like that, a piece like that, and then your little fold around bit like that, 4 pieces. Okay, hope you're still with me. Okay, is everybody up to that bit who wants to be crafting along? like I said, while you're doing this, if you wasn't crafting along with me, I would now do 3 or 4 more in different colours and then just put them to one side and keep them for when I want them. Okay, so the second piece, Jackie, this folded piece. Okay, so this needs to be 26 centimetres by 9 centimetres. So the actual piece of card is 26 by 9, and then you score it at 6 centimetres, or 6.5 centimetres, sorry, 13 centimetres, 19.5 centimetres, and then that will be your 26. Is that okay? Okay, so let's get to put this together. So usually what you would do, or what a lot of people do, is put this all together, make it, and then decorate it afterwards. The only thing with this is when you've stuck this bit on, you've got to try and put paper around it. So I like to decorate it straight off now. So I take some designer paper. Now I've already had a time to think about this because I knew what I was making. I'm going to put this on the inside and that on the outside. This is the Best Dressed designer paper. Now it's two-sided, so I've got a choice, but I'm going to be making a card for a lovely lady's birthday, and she really likes florals, so I'm going to do that. This paper only comes in 6 by 6, so I actually need 2 of each pattern to cover the outside. Obviously, if you've got a 12 by 12 piece, you would just need 1 sheet, and Stampin' Up! 12 by 12 is double-sided as well, so you still get a choice of 2 papers. So for this, I am going to use that on the inside, did I say? That on the outside? Okay, so I need to put a panel on there. So the piece that fits on this side, this front bit, is going to be a 1/4 inch smaller than what the front of my card is, okay? So I know that my card is 10 centimetres wide, so I'm going to cut 9.5 centimetres, because I'm doing a 1/4 inch smaller, okay? And I know that the length of it was 14.8, so I need to cut 14.3. So that's one of those. So I need 2 of those, and this one is exactly the same. So it's going to be 9.5 centimetres by, what did I say, 14.3. 14.3. Okay. Obviously there's lots of spare, so I can still use that in my scraps box. So I've got 2 pieces of this, 2 pieces of this. Now, just for a moment, if I just stop and say, on this particular one, I wanted it to really stand out because it's for a diamond anniversary. So I've put 3 layers. So all I did was do the silver card in this size and then go down another inch for the next panel. I don't know if you can see that. Inside I just did 1 panel, but on the outside I did the silver. So you're just going down by 1/4 inch each time. So this was the outside. So I'll just get my Tombow glue. So each panel was 9.5 by 14.3. Okay, and I'm just going to stick that to the front. There's no up or down with this. And just get it right. Tombow gives you a bit of wiggle room, so that's why I like it. So that's 1 panel. Oh, I think I've done this on the outside and I wanted it on the inside. That's all right. I'll just fold it the other way. Card is very forgiving. Okay. So that's going to be my inside now. So this is my outside, because I want it to be that when you open the card, it's a real wow moment. And this, making this twist and pop card really is a wow card. So when you make it and you give it to someone, make sure you put made by on it and sign your name. And then if they really like it, they might ask you to make one for them. And there you go, a start of a crafty business. Okay, so this was the inside. So we've not done any mechanism yet. I'm just sticking this to the outside. Right. It's because I keep changing my mind. Which one should I have on the outside? Which one should I have in the inside? Worst bit about crafting, whether it's material or paper, is choosing or cutting paper. So I think that's on the inside. So that is my card made. So I'm just going to press on there so I know that that's definitely the outside. Okay, that in itself looks beautiful. It's the paper that does it. Okay, now comes the next bit. Shall we decorate this before we do the mechanism? Yeah, let's do that. So, if I show you the other card again, sorry, just keep referring to it. There's 4 panels, okay, so you can put a different message, a different image on each panel. Okay, so I'm going to do it while it's flat because it's easier to decorate. I think because this paper is on the outside, but it still matches, I'm going to do 2 of my panels with that. Okay, so each rectangle, can you remember what it was? It was 6.5 across, and it was 9 that way. So we need 6 inches by 8.5. So each little square that goes in is going to be 6 by 8.5. Now I think I'm going to do the same as I did on my other card. I'm going to do 2 coloured panels. So I'm just going to cut this one. So 6, oh, it's already 6, bonus, by 8.5. Hold in for time, 5 minutes left. Okay, so that's going to go there. So I'm going to stick that and that. Then I think I quite like the white because I think it stands out, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it. I might stamp on it. I am going to add some extra panels just so that it really pops, but I'm not going to put dimensionals on them because I need them to be flat. Otherwise, when your card is folded, it's just too bulky. So I don't know if you can see on these, I did put an extra layer of card which allowed me to decorate it, but I didn't put dimensionals on. They are just flat. Okay, so I'm going to stick these pieces on, but I'm not going to stick these because I think I want to decorate them a bit more. And as we're running out of time and I need to show you the mechanism, I'm just going to stick those panels on so you can get the idea. So they were still, again, 1/4 inch smaller. So it was 6 by 8.5 on each panel. Okay, so that's going to go there and then. Okay, now how do you fold it? Like that. Okay, so the middle bit pops out like that, and these 2 bits at the side are flat. Okay, let's put this card together. So what you're going to do is open your card flat, take this piece, and this needs to be in the middle. Now you can mark halfway, So you know that it's 10 centimetres across, so you can measure and do a mark at 5. I actually use my eye just because I've made so many of them. I just make sure there's a little bit of the DSP seam there, a little bit of there, and I just try and make sure that's straight. Now this needs to be at the point where the DSP is. So I don't know if you can see there, because it needs to fold. So where the DSP is, I've just put it a tiny little fraction above and just make sure it folds. I haven't stuck anything, I'm just making sure that it closes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put glue on this triangle here, not on these bits, just on the triangle. Okay, not too much that it squirts out everywhere. Okay, fold it over, just look with your eye and make sure that your card's in line, and just hold on to that. Okay, just for a few minutes. Turn it over, lift it up. Okay, now that bit should be stuck, so now you're putting some glue on this triangle piece. Okay. Put that bit over and hold it shut. So a little crafty prayer. Okay, should we give it a go? Okay, ready? So I know it's stuck. Now, fold it as flat as it will go. It won't go completely flat, but as flat as you can get it like that. Okay, you can notice mine's sticking up. I'm not going to force it. I could, but I'm quite happy that it doesn't go flat. So this is completely flat. Take your middle section that you're going to have decorated, fold it in half, okay? Now you are lining this bit up with the middle cross, okay? So you'll find in the middle, and which is where my nail is, and I'm just putting it up to there. While you're doing that and it's not glued, you're also making sure that it's in line with the outside bit of the card, there and there, okay? Now I'm going to open it carefully, fold this one back, okay, and this little rectangle here, I am going to put some glue on. Okay, I'm still making sure it's in line, I've still got firm hold in it, and I'm just pressing it down. So this bit is all loose. The only bit I've glued is this little rectangle behind here. Okay, and when I think that's stuck, literally takes a few moments, I'm going to come back over. Okay, now I know that I can leave 3 panels because I just need to look at the end panel. Now that we did the top, so this one we do the bottom. So this little rectangle here, don't know if you can see that bit there, put some glue on there. Oh, time's up. Just going to fold that over, hold it in place. So a little crafty prayer. Okay, now the first time you do this, you're going to have to give it a little bit of help, but the more you twist and pop it, the easier it will come. So I'm praying that that's stuck. That bit I'm just going to help up because I want it to fold upwards. Just going to give it a little bit of help. Make sure it twists. Fold it flat. Just press everything down. Okay. So you can see. think it's going to work? You prepared to say wow? Wow, look at that. Okay, so that's your card done. The only other thing that I would mention, obviously you could just write across here. What I tend to do is die cut a nice pretty shape, put that on for somebody to write their message on. And that's it, job done, apart from the band. So again, first few times I'm going to help it. Now this just goes round, literally just goes round there, bend it round and join it up, back up at the front, like I have with this one, and just decorate it. And that, ladies, is a Twist and Pop card. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as me. I hope you like your wow card. I love to see your examples, and if you need any supplies,